Councillor Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When we've debated this in the past, it always falls down to assumptions. Oh, well, people who live in these high-value properties, they have greater income. And I know last time we went through the LTP, officers put their hands on their heart and said, hey, look, most people with objections to revaluations are doing it to have their valuations put up. I'd like the officers to tell us what the real situation is in terms of objections to revaluations this time. And give a little bit of context to it.
I don't have those numbers to hand at the moment.
But would you like to tell us the trend? Because my understanding is the trend this time is that people are objecting. They are objecting strongly, and they understand, and I know that, you're not allowed to make an objection on the basis of just trying to get your rates down, but they're frightened. I'm sick of hearing in this chamber, oh, well, we can't all live in the leafy streets of Epsom, and we hear that time and time again. And it's the politics of jealousy. I'm sick of the politics of jealousy. I actually want to see us trying to deal humanely with this issue that will drive people out of their homes. And I have heard what the CEO has said on this, but I think the response has been insufficient. Councillor Crum has put forward a very calm and measured plea for those folk. I know that she spends a lot of time in constituency work, as does Councillor Casey. We're all dealing with pockets in our community where there is going to be substantial pain. And I really would ask that you give some serious consideration to this until such time the CEO gives us some fleshed out policy that is actually going to be in black and white what people can do. I know when the revaluations came out, a lot of people went online and we crashed the system because we weren't prepared for it. And they saw, oh, there's my revaluation. Then they looked at their rates, and a lot of people still think they are the rates that they're going to be paying. There are going to be howls of outrage. And I've said it before, Mr. Chairman, but I think you run a very real risk of a rates revolt. I unashamedly supported you yesterday on the targeted transport rate because we don't have any options and we do need, in the interests of absolute gridlock and paralysis for this city. But that does not confer support on looking at the general rate and how that can be translated in terms of affordability. We compartmentalise all of this without looking at the big picture, and that's what I think Councillor Wood was getting at. The UAGC needed to be dealt with much more sensitively than we have done today. I think for all of the work and the many, many workshops, we've never really looked comprehensively at how we're going to respond in a way and with the inadequacy, in my opinion, of the work that we're doing for those who are really hit by this. In the absence of good, clear work on that, I think that we should support this amendment that Councillor Crum has very sensibly put up. Otherwise, we're just going to look thoroughly ridiculous.
Councillor Fletcher, through the last 12 months, I've heard variously of sort of black budgets and threatened rate revolts and stuff like that. I think Aucklanders have by and large got the sense that we're just trying to find between those that don't and those that do the right balance. And that is the hardest place in the world to actually try and be. And I think that by and large they think we're pretty much there.
Well, my judgment, sir, is that we are not being fair on this one.
Because of the way in which they replied in that UAGC debate.
Oh, no.
Now, you can just turn your back on that, but that was pretty clear, and I think that Aucklanders' view generally is reflected around this chamber on that issue. So that is the first issue. And Councillor George, your concern that we address this matter by a 0.6% rate increase after you encouraged me to wave my magic wand to try and find 2.5 in the first debate, and then to sit there and blithely encourage a further 0.6 to be added at this end of the debate, beggars belief. So, look, councillors, I think that we've got quite a reasonably clear, because we had a really good debate on this the first time around. I know I'm going to give Denise the right to finish. We had a pretty good debate. Everyone pretty much understood it, and I think the issues haven't changed. It's still the same. And, you know, the protagonists have had their say. And so my feeling is, given the fact that we're making quite good steady progress today, we should just continue to work forward, give Denise her right to have last say, and then, you know, make a decision and move forward. Denise. Councillor
Thank you,
Denise.
Mr Mayor, and thanks for considering the amendment, all of us. Three things. One, Councillor Brewer does point out the reality of the consultation document. It wasn't one of the top questions. It wasn't on the question sheet.
Wasn't a question.
It was, I won't use the term buried in there, but there was a paragraph that said we're opting for no further transition at this stage. And so for the public to have then cottoned on and replied back, impossible. My second point is that we all need to be reminded who is in this bracket. Who is in the above 20% rates hike bracket. It's not just high property valued spots in the city. Probably getting a little bit repetitive, but I'll just remind you of Point England, it's 62% reval hike, Glen Innes at 55%. So think right now for your areas,
That's right.
which of the suburbs you noted had some higher hikes. They're not just high property values. And my second and last point is that absolutely the rates relief discussion will hit high gear now. We've already been getting clues to that and amongst our workshops, all the options for rates relief. Of course, it's going to hit high gear. It's going to hit high gear regardless of whether this passes or not. I don't think that that is a reason to not vote for this and that there will be more options tabled in terms of relief. This is a tangible demonstration of relief right now for those who will face the most pressure.
Good stuff.
Okay, we'll move it.
By division.
Yes?
Your Worship,
No?
Councillor Anai,
No.
Councillor Brewer,
4.
Councillor Casey,
No.
Councillor Cashmore,
No.
Councillor Clow,
No.
Councillor Cooper,
Yes.
Councillor Darby,
4.
Councillor Filipaina,
Against.
Councillor Fletcher,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hulse,
No.
Councillor Crum,
Or
Councillor Lee,
No.
Councillor Penrose,
No.
Councillor Quacks,
Yes.
Councillor Stewart,
yes.
Member Taipari,
No.
Member Namane,
No.
Councillor Sir John Walker,
No.
Councillor Wayne Walker,
No.
Councillor Watson,
No.
Councillor Webster,
No.
Councillor Wood,
Yes.
Okay, that's an appropriate time for us to have a cup of tea. So lost 8:15. Yes, this time we're going to put the substantive motion. We'll have a cup of tea.
Oh. Hang on, we could have.
I'll move that. Councillor Alf will second that. Big time. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
It's against. Pass.
No.
No. Division.
Voices. Too late now.
Division.
Where's he gone? Oh, never mind. It's okay. We'll do it. Right, let's do it.
Your Worship,
Yes?
Councillor Anai,
Yes?
Councillor Brewer,
No.
Councillor Casey,
Yes.
Councillor Cashmore,
Yes.
Clow,
Yes.
Councillor Cooper,
Yes.
Councillor Darby,
Yes.
Councillor Filipaina,
Aye.
Councillor Fletcher,
No.
Deputy Mayor Hulse,
Yes.
Councillor Crum,
Against.
Councillor Lee,
Aye.
Councillor Penrose,
Yes.
Wax,
No.
Councillor Stewart,
No.
Member Taipari,
Or,
Member Namane,
Yes.
Councillor Sir John Walker,
No.
Councillor Wayne Walker,
Yes.
Councillor Watson,
Yes.
Councillor Webster,
Yes.
Councillor Wood.
No.
that was a sandwich vote by Sir John.
Carried 16-7.
Okay, very good. So that's carried 16-7, and we will have
Yeah.
a cup of tea now. Anything more substantive to vote on?